Germany were already winning. The game was already over. Curacao looked beaten. The 3 points were secured. So why were Germany still attacking in the final minutes? Why were they still pushing for goal number 7? Because in the 2026 World Cup, the scoreline doesn't just tell you who won. It can decide who survives and who goes home. Most fans watched Germany beat Curacao 7-1 and thought the story was simple. Germany are one of the strongest teams in the tournament. Curacao are one of the weakest. End of story, but that is not actually what happened. Because Germany weren't just playing against Curacao, they were playing against every team in Group E at the same time. And that is where things get interesting. Let's imagine Germany had beaten Curacao 1-0. They still get 3 points. They still top the group, and they still win the match. So what is the difference? Everything. Because the World Cup doesn't only care about points. It also cares about goal difference. Goal difference is simply the number of goals you score minus the number of goals you concede. Germany scored 7, they conceded 1. That gives them a goal difference of +6, and that +6 could become one of the most valuable numbers in their entire tournament. Because if Germany finish level on points with another team later in the group stage, goal difference becomes the tiebreaker. Imagine Germany beat Curacao, then draw with Ivory Coast, then draw with Ecuador. Now Germany and another team could finish with exactly the same number of points. At that moment, nobody cares who beat Curacao. The table only cares about the numbers. And Germany's +6 suddenly becomes a massive advantage. Because this isn't the old World Cup anymore. The 2026 World Cup has 48 teams, 12 groups, and for the first time ever, the best third-place teams can also qualify. That means every single goal matters, not just for winning your group, but for surviving the tournament itself. A team could finish third. A team could be tied on points. A team could even be tied on goal difference. And at that point, one extra goal scored a week earlier could decide everything. That is why Germany didn't stop attacking. They weren't chasing highlights. They weren't trying to embarrass Curacao. They were building insurance. Insurance that might save them later. Insurance that could help them win the group. Insurance that could separate them from another team when the standings become crowded. And here is the scary part. Germany's 7th goal doesn't only affect Germany. It affects Ecuador. It affects Ivory Coast. And potentially every team competing for qualification spots. Because every extra goal Germany scores makes it harder for everyone else to catch them. Suddenly those teams don't just need wins. They might need big wins. The pressure spreads across the entire group. All because of goals scored in a match that already looked finished. That is the hidden side of the World Cup. The part most fans never see. A goal in the 88th minute can matter just as much as a goal in the 8th minute. Not because it changes the winner, but because it changes the mathematics of the tournament, and that is exactly why Germany didn't stop at 7 goals. They weren't just trying to win a football match. They were trying to win every possible advantage the World Cup format allows. Because in a tournament this big, the teams that survive aren't always the teams that play the best football. Sometimes, they're the teams that understand the system best. And Germany understood something important. In the 2026 World Cup, every goal counts. Even the 7th one.